Hello there, boys. What's going on? Dark Necro coming at it. I just want to give some insight into what is going on within the FGC today. And things are changing in the current DBFZ meta. Um, a little bit of a background for those of you that don't know who I am. My name is Dark. They usually call me Dark or Necro for short. I come from a MK background and then started playing anime fighters. Starting with what was it? It was definitely uh what was Jesus, Guilty Gear. Starting with Guilty Gear, way back in the day. Always been in fighting games, been playing fighting games for 15 years now. So I've been in the scene for quite a bit, not as long as some of the MCOGs, you know what I'm saying, but I have been in the game long enough to be like, yeah, I can say some shit. But coming from a background of MK, um, this is for all the new players out there. Please don't stop the struggle. Don't stop the fight. I know how it is. Fighting games are a very difficult genre to enter. It's definitely not for the faint of heart. Um, People will clap your cheeks, bro, and they won't give a fuck. You have to earn that shit. That shit definitely didn't change when I was coming up, playing fighting games with my cousin or my friends or whoever it might have been. That really didn't really change uh, most of anything. You have to earn it. You have to earn your respect, so to speak, right? You gotta earn your stripes. Uh, but my come up came with MKX, playing a lot of MKX. Uh, Sub-Zero main for life. Obviously, I played way more because it's Sub-Zero, but Sub-Zero was my main character. That was the character that I fell in love with. I loved, you know. I used to play a lot of Scorpion back in the beginning. Now I'm like, bro, I just love Sub-Zero way more. He's just my character, and whatnot. Definitely, just gave into the Sub-Zero hype, man, because dude is OD. He's the ice clone. Everything was definitive from my style. Uh, do know this is the time when I'm still figuring out my own style, my own way of playing fighting games. Frame data is still new to me. I'm still learning. I played fighting games my whole life, but to play fighting games truly, like what the fuck you're actually doing, yeah, that came mostly with MKX. So before then, it was just I would press buttons and do a sort of a few combos here and there. I was like, oh man, I'm the shit, man. Nigga, you don't know what the hell you doing, bro. It's like, but no, back in the day, there was no guys, there was no YouTube, there was nothing, right? There was like Discovery, and you would just tell your friends, and your friends would tell you, and so forth and so forth. But MKX was my introduction into the FGC, as we know it now. So going to DBFZ, which is where I have turned to because I did play MK11. I did put in 1,000 hours. Again, I'm giving you a little background because I know some people don't know who the fuck I am, and I'm like, just an underground player that's put in a lot of hours. I do YouTube. Obviously, this video is going on my channel, but I am gonna push it everywhere I can because I feel like a lot of players are struggling with to find their place, and that's okay. That happens. It's okay to struggle. I'm still struggling. Like, if you're trying to become a pro, and people have called me a pro, I deny that claim. I do not consider myself a pro, even though I've put in thousands upon thousands of hours of playtime into fighting games. I have tourney wins, but they are on my island of Puerto Rico. Here on the island, I did win the Winter Clash, and I did come close to winning first attack here. I did come in second place there. I don't have the privileges of going into Combo Breaker. You know what I'm saying? Or Evo, which is the mecca of all fighting games. And some of us just do not have that privilege. If you do have that privilege, and you do have the opportunity, you 100% take that opportunity and you go. You don't know what you might find. You do not know if you might find somebody that will go, this player has a lot of charisma. Maybe I might take him up. I might sponsor that guy. that struggle, like I say, is always gonna be there. You know, no matter if they tell you if you're not Punk, you're not Sonic Fox, you're not all of these big names. There are people that come up from the underground. It just takes one set for it to change your life and for people to see you differently. Like if you just get that one set on that pro player, that could change everything. You might just bam, like whoa, wait a minute, who is this guy? I remember playing Ninja Killer in Mortal Kombat back in MKX, and I would never would have imagined who I was playing. Of course, he was not relatively known, and nobody knew who he was. I didn't know who he was, but I was using sub, and I was playing in MKX, and I usually won most of my. I'm tired of MKX, but I usually won most of my matches in Mortal Kombat, and this dude whooped my ass. It was ridiculous. I mean, I'm talking about tech I had never seen. I played for 5 years, and I met him on the 6th year, I would say, near the end already, when I'm like, I'm done playing, Dragon Ball's coming out, what I'm saying? MK11's around the corner, too. It's like, oh, man. Woo, he got my ass whooped, bro. Little did you know that fellow would go on to, I believe, win Combo Breaker. I think it was what he won, and he beat Sonic Fox at it, too. So, those little things that just happen, you never know who you might meet. And never give up on that dream of being Evo champion. That's the drive. That will always be the drive, no matter what. Always. Also, talking about DBFZ, when I did switch to Anime Fighters, completely different field, different way of play, state of mind. I had to learn how to play Anime Fighters, and over the course of the 4 years that I have dedicated my life to Dragon Ball Fighters, I do play other fighters, mostly 2D fighters. I don't like 3D fighters, but I do like looking at Tekken. Tekken is OD. I just can't play it, so I am sorry for that. But mostly I'm a 2D player. I am looking forward to DNF Duel, which is coming out this summer, I believe, which is pretty fucking dope. I think that the current state of DBFZ is, it was honestly, ever since was the Yasha team and the fusions, like I just you just gotta deal with it. It is what it is. You gotta deal with it, and I really did enjoy the fusions. I do not like Vegito, but SS4 Gogeta and Gogeta Blue. Some of my friends would tell you those are main staples of my team. Why? Because I love the team. I like how they look, as you can see. Gogeta Blue is my boy. He is always gonna be my boy. I've always used Gogeta Blue. Always. I do play other teams. I did play Goku Blue back in the day, back when Dragon Ball was starting off. Everybody was just using different teams, different synergies and whatnot. And yeah, no, yeah, it was interesting. That first patch when it came in. First patch when I mean this season, when the big shakeup came with the new mechanic changes and whatnot. It was a big deal, and it was interesting to see all this new tech and this new I wouldn't say meta, because the meta really came in after the tourney started popping up with the Vegetos, when the French started clapping them cheeks with Vegito. And I try to play Vegito. I can play Vegito, but I can't play Vegito optimally. I would say it's not that I can't play him optimally. It's just that he is not my style of fighter, which is crazy. I'm a very aggressive, mix-up heavy person. In every fighting game that I play, I like the very aggressive, cross-up, 50-50 type of character. So the Chips for Strive, the Leo, I did not like Soul. Even though he was the shit, right? He is the shit. Leo and Soul, right? Because that's my niggas. And then I would pick Kai because he's consistent, but Leo and Chip, right? For Strive. And well, right now I've gone to an SS4 Gogeta, base Vegeta, and Gogeta Blue team because of that heavy mix-up, right? Even though we now have a new problem, which is the topic I am looking to talk about now, which is the current meta of Dragon Ball Fighters. Now, boys, listen, man. We have been through this shit before. We know how this shit goes. We know that this is going to be a long haul. There's not much we can do about it. I do believe she's going to get nerfed. I do believe there's a patch going to be coming. But she, as a whole, she's kind of fucking broken, though. I'm not even going to lie. She is, to me, specifically, my opinion, the most broken character I have seen in the game. I could say that with amount of certainty because of the time I've put into the game. I have over 3,000 hours, I believe, and I played since launch over the course of 4 years. So I do have knowledge, I do have frame data, I do have all that in my head, and wow, this character came in, bro. We've been through some rough ones, like GT Goku. I'm looking at your ass, boy, and Bardock, fucking Bardockians, bro, with their goddamn lariats, and that shit was ridiculous, bro. But again, like everything, hopefully the tech that we learned with her, or shit, we just get good. Let's just get better, be better players. That's literally the only thing I can say about her, because she has everything you can want in a character. You got Oki, command grab, 5-6 lows. I think that's what she has. Insane auto combo, re-jumps, damage. The worst offender to me, hands down, has to be the debuff that she implements on your ass, so 21%, and then she gets 21% too. That shit is permanent. Yeah, she can eat a hot dick with that shit, okay? That's some bullshit right there. But, along with that, she's perfect. That's a perfect character. You add on that, 21 and Z Broly, you won Evo. What the hell? We gotta look it up. We won Evo. So everybody just run that shit. Run that shit and let people know what the fuck they doing, okay? That's pretty fucked up how they just gave this, this character all this shit. It's freaking ridiculous. But so far, I did see a lot of fusions, but I didn't mind. I thought SS4 Gogeta was really strong. He has a lot of he is strong. He's strong as shit. He's top tier, top 5 for a reason, right? And Gogeta Blue, niggas be talking down on my Gogeta Blue. You'd be like, oh, Gogeta Blue, but Gogeta Blue ain't that good compared to Vegito, in the hands of a god player. You know what I'm saying? My rank in Dragon Ball Fighters is in Ultra Instinct ranked. A lot of people say mine should be Angel or Great Priest or some even Xeno, but no. I think if I want to rank up, I'll rank up. And but I do put in some work in the game. I do put in work. And I love the game, man. I've loved this game. The beginning, as a fighting game player at heart, it was hard, but it was worth it. I ended up loving this game as much as I did MKX, which I played for 6 years. I played MKX even though people were going to Injustice 2 because MKX was the shit. You got the stamina bar, there's no running, and and Injustice 2 just had that zoning. I don't like zoning games, fighting games. I prefer to get my ass mixed and fucked up if that's what's gonna happen. But I prefer that and be like, okay, you didn't block, so hold that, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I prefer that way more than that, where you're just getting zoned out. And it's like, oh, it's fantastic. You're getting shot at the whole goddamn time. It's not fun. You want to fight. So, in MKX, you could just duck. But same thing with Injustice, I imagine, except if dude was using Death Shot? Deathstroke? No, Death Shot. Deathstroke was in the first one. So yeah. But apart from Lab Code 21, not much has really changed, and I don't think it's gonna change. It's not gonna change until they do a mechanical change as a whole on the system. That's what I believe, at least. But as of right now, the people say it's getting stale. Maybe it's for my love for the game that I love it so damn much. Maybe I got blindfolders on or something, but no, it's not doing too bad. I think the fusions do need to. If mechanical changes do come, they'd be nice. But I think that the game is tuned just right to a degree. I wouldn't want them changing, like, say, Super Dash needs an input, or you need meter to Super Dash, or something extravagant. I think the game is at the right. It just needs a little push in a little direction here and there, and it would be crystal clear. But I highly doubt that the developer is just gonna do a little nudge in one side and to the other. They're probably gonna change up the character. They're probably gonna change up the game. Probably gonna change up the meter consumption, the usage for all that. I do appreciate that they added more defensive mechanics. People who say, "Oh, why is there so many defensive mechanics, bro?" Because you can get mixed hella fast, and only one I would agree with is the delay. Why? Why can you delay your wake up so fucking much? I have no idea. It takes a year for the dude to stand hell on back up, bro, and that shit crazy. How long this dude could sit on the damn ground. And so that would be my only gripe, but that's really just a little gripe. Like, if you can bait him out, he gonna pay for it. He gonna pay for it with more pressure, more mix. But the problem is that you have a character like UI Goku who can fake that shit out. And, those little nitpicks, but then again, like, there's always gonna be that one character, you know what I'm saying? There's always gonna be that one character that comes and claps your goddamn cheeks because, you need to either lab him or start learning how to block. And the truth is, people don't want to block. They just want to, they want to press them buttons, bro. They don't want to block. They were like, no, bro, I'm sparking. Get the fuck off of me. Like, great shit. You wasted your spark. Now you back in the corner. Now what you gonna do? Oh, you gonna hold that. You gonna hold that L. There ain't shit you can do now. And you gonna hold a level 3. You gonna get okied. You gonna have to guess. And just put the fucking controller down, bro. You just fucked up. And people are like, man, if I get them in the corner, I don't want them to have no options. Well, man, the delay wake up, like I said, is the only thing, because the rest is fine. So when people are like, I look at Twitter and like the people are complaining over the dumbest shit, bro. It's like, bro, you just listen, man. I agree. 21 lab code is insane. She's insane, bro. Like, she's crazy. She's crazy good. But y'all niggas ain't blocking, so you get hit by shit that you know damn well you can block. But you won't press shit whenever the hell you want. Then you expect not to get hit? Nigga, you gonna get hit no matter what the hell they doing. It don't matter if it's fucking Super Saiyan Goku. We gonna hit you with a 2N because your ass is trying to stand up, trying to mash square, thinking a motherfucker's gonna come in there with a grab or with a mix. Like, bro. Listen, I understand. The character is brand new. She looked hella. She's broken. I ain't saying she's not. She's hella good. But that ain't changed the player, bro. The player can still win against this character. Do I believe she needs nerfs? Yes, I do. She definitely deserves to get a pipe, bro, because she is really strong. But point is, focus on your blocks, focus on your cells more. Stop worrying so much about the character. I do not, I'll reiterate this, I strongly have I have a strong belief that no matter the character, the player is what pilots that character. The player can make magic happen with that character, and the player can definitely win. If it weren't for, like, the player, you know what I'm saying? Look at Goichi, look at Sonic Fox. This dude was using Bardock. They both were using Bardock. Yeah, whatever. There's only one victor there. The one who used them the best. And that's what it's going to come down to. It don't matter who you're using, alright? Because we've seen people use low tiers and still win. So, the best you could do is lab this character, alright? She's shaking up the meta. I don't know. I just see people putting her on their team. She's really strong. Got good Oki. You got all these tools. The character could still be beat. Okay, there's not a one-touch button, um, but you do have to block, and people don't like that. People don't like to block. They want a raw level 3. They want to spark. They want to vanish. You know, and I believe that an opponent that can block your attacks is scarier than an opponent that can try to get a mix every Oki, because an opponent that can block everything is much more scary. It's like, fuck, I can't grab him. I can't mix this motherfucker up or nothing. Like, your morale, it's like a goddamn momentum meter, bro. It just goes down because you can't open them up. So the best advice I can give against this character is definitely to block and to practice, to put in that lab work. Because a lot of the complaints I see is like, oh yeah, I put in so much and so much time. Oh, then why are you complaining about this? Like, you telling me you can't deal with a certain situation, but then you come out and tell me, oh, I put in 400 or 500 hours. It's like, bro, that's not enough. Believe it or not, that's still not enough. 4 years playing the game, and I'm still learning shit. Like, even when I play, I think I feel confident saying at a pretty high level that I play Dragon Ball in. I still am learning new shit because a good player, and I'm not saying I'm a good player or boasting, I'm saying a good player would continue to absorb and learn every single time. Even when you're playing against people of lower skill level or whatnot, you might learn a little niche or a little thing with a character or a certain way of movement of a certain character. This is aimed at the folks that they feel like there's no way. There's always a way. There is always a way to overcome something. Always. Okay, maybe you don't see it, but maybe somebody else does. That's why, luckily, in this new age that we have, we can just look up YouTube and be like, I need a solution for this problem. Please, look it up. Some people out there feel the need to like, oh, I want to learn on my own. I'm looking at you, Kevin. They don't want to learn on my own. I would suggest, okay, go ahead. Don't be afraid to take in tech from other players, and then take that tech, make it your own, and then apply it into the game. Then be able to overcome the challenge of these distinct characters. And that, let me tell you that when everything clicks, and I know some of you guys out there, shout out to a guy named Fleet, when you fight these players like him who are specialists in a certain character, that you learn things that you never thought of, because obviously I've put in 1,000 hours with Gogeta Blue, and I have my own little resets. I have my own little niches with the character that you won't see with other people. Resets that you won't see. Same thing when you play a gentleman like him. His DBS Broly, extremely strong Broly. And I have seen a lot of Brolys. I've seen a lot of bad Brolys, and I've seen a lot of good Brolys. But there comes this nigga right here with this Broly. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. And that's what's fun, because you see the potential, the true power of the character is on full display. You know what I'm saying? And that's fun to me. That's awesome. That's fun to me to see and go, holy shit. If you find a player like that, and he's just nice and as genuine as Fleet over here, and you can be like, oh yeah, that's See, you got to guess right there, bro, and you got to block right here. It's nice because then when you fight another Broly who's maybe even a little bit less skilled, but just because he's a little less, he getting bodied because now you have that extra tech that you just learned from him. So always try to find as many people as you can. That suggestion where you have to fight people of your skill level is okay, because having sparring partners, and many of them, is okay too. But fighting people of higher skill level, it should happen organically. Organically, I would suggest taking your time and go slowly up, and you'll know. You'll know when you should be able to gauge, right? You should be able to gauge when your cheeks are about to get clapped. And when you can go, I can win this. I can definitely beat this dude. If you can't, that's okay. Because ain't nobody in the history of the world fucking picked up a controller straight out of the womb and started whooping ass. That didn't exist. Okay? Not even Daigo. Alright? No Dogura, no Sonic Fox, ain't nobody, no Punk, nobody got up from the womb and said, oh, bitch, I'm here to clap them cheeks, bruh. That don't exist. Okay? You gotta put in time. Now, legacy time, which is what I would say fighting game players like myself, like others have, where we just pick up a character and you know, some of you guys go like, how the fuck did you learn this dude in a day? That comes with a lot of years and time put into the game, put into fighting games. To be more specific, we already know what we're looking at when we get a new fighting game. Like I was able to, clap some cheeks on DNF Duel. I got a video there to, you can see it and you can see that the cheeks were getting clapped, bro. And it's because the many years that I've invested into Mortal Kombat or Guilty Gear or Dragon Ball. I could just go right into MK11 and just went right into DNF Duel. That legacy time that you put in does count. So don't ever feel that you're putting your time into a fighting game and not learning anything for the next one. That is a lie. That is a lie. You will take that experience and put it over there. Experience of a fighting game is forever. Like you will literally be able to play a fighting game more efficiently because you played another past fighting game. And I mean from a different franchise or different franchise, because you can also apply it for Tekken, right? But it's not the same in the sense of 3D versus 2D. But when it comes to 2D, you already know what you're looking for. You're like, okay, this is a low, this is a mid, this is a high, this is an overhead. Can you duck projectiles like MK and DNF? I don't know, maybe. What's the frame data looking like? And you already know what's plus, what's minus. Study your frame data. That is definitely a topic of discussion, maybe for another time. You know what? Maybe we can cover it right now real quick. Frame data. Frame data should be at the head of your list. When we talk about frame data, I'm not talking about, listen, I don't know frame data like that. I can still play at a high level. The reason why is because I understand what is happening on screen when it's happening. As in, I know this is minus. I can't press anything here. People, when they mention frame data to a newcomer, they get all scared. They're like, what the fuck are all these numbers, dude? I don't understand what that is. It's like, dude, if you're plus, you can press a button. If you're minus, you can't. Why is there so many frames? Because Dust Loop tells you the precise frame data of the attack. That has nothing to do, unless certain conditions are met, with what's going on after the fact. As in, I got hit, I'm minus, I can't take my turn. I'm plus, I can take my turn here and continue pressing buttons. So, don't think about how many frames. It's not even about that. It's about the amount of time before you can take your turn back or you can't. And that's it. You don't got to put so much thought into it. It's not like you're taking a math course, for Christ's sake. But it is the thing that scares off a lot of people when they're trying to get into the fighting game, the scene. They're like, I can't do this, bro. This is ridiculous. It's like, it's not even that hard. It's just knowing the game. And of course, I've played Dragon Ball for 4 years, so of course I know the frame data. I know the frame data of every character no, that's a lie. With the exception of the very rare few, like, say, Fat Boo. Who the fuck plays Fat Boo? Ain't nobody playing Fat Boo. So, of course, that could be a detriment in a match, which I would remedy if I had motherfuckers that play Fat Boo. My boys don't play Fat Boo, so I can't even fix that issue. But all that aside, that's what I'm talking about, frame data. And if I was, I know the resets of Fat Boo because they've done it to me, so I understand. But that's why you don't have to worry so much about the frame data and about the numbers, and just focus first on the minus and the plus. Later on, we can get into because this is all definitely by tier levels. This is definitely a journey. It is a journey, which is nice to see, especially if you came young. You went through the hellfire, right? Which is trying to compete in tourneys. You got clapped, and you got discouraged. You just go back home and like, I can't. Like, just keep going at it, bro, because you could be the next Evo champion. You don't even know it. I mean, you might have an innate skill, and you don't even know it. Maybe you didn't even find your character. Maybe you don't play super aggressive. Maybe you play defensively. Maybe you play like Nagodiyuki, who goes in balls deep and just claims them cheeks, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know. Because a fighting game is one of the most, diverse ways to play. There's so many play styles. There's so many different disciplines that you can play with a certain character. Like a Chip can play defensive, or he can play overly aggressive. Yeah, he's good at overly aggressive. Of course, a lot of mix, right? Just like Gogeta SS4, overly aggressive, has plus frames. But you can play him defensively. It depends on the character and what you're trying to do. All in all, I think the meta of Dragon Ball is on the rocks. It's really on the rocks right now. Definitely, Lab Code 21 has taken over, and I do think the fusions are still gonna be a thing. People are still gonna rock Vegito, but if you can't block Vegito, nigga, then you better learn how to press back on the D-pad. Shit, because Vegito got no mix. But Z-Broly's still a bitch. He's still a problem. Anyways, that is what I think of the meta. I think the meta is a little shaky right now with Lab Code 21. I do think a patch will be coming in to fix. You do not need to break this character in half, Bandai. I'm looking at you, motherfucker. You don't need to break this character in half. Make her minus in a few of her moves. Make that lariat susceptible to projectiles, for fuck's sake. How are you gonna if you vanish, you get hit and you get moved to the front? Like, what the fuck is that? That is stupid. The amount of lariat moves in the game that can go through projectiles now is kind of insane. I'm not even gonna lie. They've saved me from shit like Gogeta Blue's Big Bang. The SS4 Gogeta's lariat goes through it, which is insane. And when they said that, most of them like, let me try this. Bang. That's what I was talking about earlier. You learn something new. It's like, oh shit, okay. I thought only Vegito could do that. Well, let's go. So definitely. You know what? The thing is, if they nerf that, then fuck it, right? We all gotta deal with it. I think it's fair. I think it's fair that they nerf those, because they are strong. They are taking over. A lot of people are using lariats now to go through projectiles. But Lab Code 21 takes the cake. I mean, she can hit you in the back, in the front. It doesn't matter where she hits you. If she EX that shit, it's fucking worse than Vegito. You're gonna probably die. If she has a 21% buff, you're definitely fucking dead. So yeah, man. I think it's shaky. I think it's shaky right now. But a lot of the complaints I see, you just gotta get good. You just gotta practice, lab, and get good, bro. That's just, you gotta block and own it. Own it when you suck ass, bro. When you getting clapped, because also there's always gonna be that player, bro, that has your number, and he's gonna come and claim them cheeks. That's how it is, man. But that is it on the meta, and that is it on the background. If you want to hear some more of my background of the come up, I could definitely hit you up with that. Until then, boys and broskies, dudes and dudettes, I'll see you on the next one, right? G to the motherfucking G. Necro out. Peace.